Hello once again and welcome to Bring On The Bad Guys, the superhero themed tabletop gaming show for emotionally14.com. If all the other tabletop gaming shows out there are the smooth movements of Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne sliding down the fire's pole and appearing as Batman and Robin at the other end, then we are Clark Kent leaping into a phone booth trying to change into Superman and getting the tip of his penis caught in the point of a slot. I'm your host as always, Brad Palmer Barnes, and I'm joined by
Ian Harmer.
We've got two friends with us as well.
We have. Awesomeness.
Oh, friends. If you've been watching the show, you've seen it here before. We've got Blake Harmer.
Hello.
The man who always wins Heroclix. And Dave Mustill, the man who won't leave.
He's wearing a different t-shirt.
Yeah. Planning. How you guys doing?
Okay. Yes, good, thanks.
Have you been gaming much?
I tried, obviously, I know it wasn't recorded, but I tried the Batman miniatures game for the first time recently.
We have life outside of them. It's fine.
fine.
Yeah. How did you find the Batman miniatures game?
I liked it. I died horribly, but I did enjoy it. It was, I think my rolling was more my problem.
I think there's a lot of powers to get your head around. You need to learn your team.
I was worried at first that because I was learning it, that I was worried that I was really slowing the game down because of how much I had to read, like all the different powers and what they did and how I can mix and match them and obviously make sure that I was allocating them all correctly. But once I got going, I felt like it did speed up.
There's a lot to get your head around.
It's not like Heroclix where there's a lot of powers, but the same powers tend to turn up again and again across different characters. With those, you had three characters, all of whom had no crossover between their powers. They all had individual things they could do. Bane punches like a Mack truck.
Yes. I was surprised how hard he punched until I actually engaged him in close combat, which might have been my downfall.
You played Batman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. For Bane's melee, he rolled 4d6. Everything that came up at 2+ was a hit. He was allowed to re-roll any that missed.
Okay, that's pretty
And
if people had banked some defence tokens, they could try and block it, then they could roll as many dice as they had defence markers saved, and they could block a hit on a 5+. Bane then rolled for damage. He rolled as many dice as did damage, and did damage on a 2+.
And could re-roll.
And any that missed, he could re-roll.
Thanks to a special ability, I think.
I think it was
He was venomed up.
He was venomed up, yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
But what was great was it was so thematically built. He was pounding Swamp Thing into the ground, but Swamp Thing had such a high recovery stat. He just kept reforming all the time. So there was multiple rounds where Bane was stomping a mud hole in him, and you could just almost like see just the vegetation reforming Swamp Thing at the same time.
It was kind of never ending.
Yes, it was until it ended and you lost.
Yeah. My Batman tried, but was fairly useless. All he did was throw some fruit bats at Bane and
underarm. I think.
Yeah, and then tried to punch Bane, but unfortunately didn't get any punches through. I don't think anything actually connected. Well, I think he blocked everything I threw at him.
Yeah, Bane was. We need to take Bane out at range. Which is obviously hard in Batman because most people only got an operative range of 12 inches on a 3x3.
Yeah,
Max.
I think my most effective guy out of that entire team was Commissioner Gordon.
Because he had two snipers.
Yeah, he basically got called the entire GCPD sniper team, and he shot Killer Croc in the face.
Killer Croc did not have a good day.
No, he lasted about 2 turns, I think.
He got shot in the gut, keeled over sideways, and then Swamp Thing spent 20 minutes stamping on his head.
Yeah, and then he did get up only for the sniper to then finish him off.
Yeah. Batman was more or less completely useless. So he basically sat on the alcove going, no, me.
I'm just saying, I think that the comics don't really show how great GCPD really is.
They don't tend to focus on their achievements, do they?
No, and I think from that game, I think GCPD
deserve their own series.
Did most of the legwork.
That's the series we need.
They did most of the legwork in that game. I don't see why we need superheroes.
Okay. Dave, you been gaming much?
Not a lot of gaming, a bit board gaming. Painting DC miniatures.
Oh yes, which was one last show.
Yeah. Tough. They are some pretty advanced miniatures.
Yes. Yeah.
I like them.
The detail's amazing.
The detail. Yeah. I'm so afraid it's going to be too much for me. And
I'm really?
I'm going to just be going, oh God, it's not going to look great.
But you've done all your furry creatures before.
Yeah.
All it's got to be is less shit than a Heroclix.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fine.
That's my yardstick. Does that look like that would get past Heroclix quality control? Fine. It's good to roll.
I'll try to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the bring on the bad guys level of painting. You know.
Well, it's mostly me. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
really
a good
that
level.
high.
That's a good level.
It's competent.
So am I.
Yeah, it's no fine. I think
Yeah,
you're
really
right.
good.
You'll be fine. Everyone on E14 who paints models thinks everyone else is better than they are.
I think that's everyone who's not a professional.
Yeah,
painter.
basically. Yeah.
People go to you and say, "Oh, your painting's really good." And you go, "And hell, her others."
Yeah.
And you go,
I think professional painters are probably feel the same sort of level of imposter syndrome, only they also own an airbrush. That's for defining one.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, you been gaming much?
Obviously, I jumped
you're a Batman thing.
on the miniatures game, which is I think is a good game. It's growing on me more and more.
Good. It takes you 2 or 3 run-ups sometimes.
Yes, it
doesn't
does. Yeah, and I still doubt myself when I first look at it. I think I can't remember to do this.
Yeah.
But it soon comes back to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But there's an awful lot of rules there.
Yeah. He's still turned to fucking Thrawn in Art of Armada campaign.
Oh, I'm not sure. Other than that, not gaming as much, just like general Marvel stuff. Watch
Yeah.
Spider-Man, that sort of stuff.
Of a new one.
Yeah,
How did you find it?
Oh well, I did go to
Don't
see.
say on iTunes.
I did find it. I did go to the cinemas to watch it, and I thought it was brilliant, and it's great. And the
Yeah.
Mysterio character's amazing. So.
I love Mysterio.
Yeah,
Anyway, so, and Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
He's
sounds like
good.
his cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. You guys much other superhero? Are you reading any comics, any movies, watching any TV shows?
Well, the last Bring the Bad Guys has prompted me to get my Earth 2 comic back out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going through that, which is quite cool. Lots of DC.
Is that the Crime Syndicate?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so plenty of DC stuff, not really on message for today, but you know.
No, that's fine. That's okay. That's what we love both.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have got Black Panther on Blu-ray waiting to watch.
That's good
I
fun.
haven't managed to get that yet.
Yeah. I think the best thing Black Panther did was get the Genesis out of the way in someone else's film, and you just do a Black Panther adventure.
Yeah.
Absolute
Yeah,
genius.
that's true. Actually, yeah, he was eased in earlier, wasn't he? With Civil
Yeah.
War.
Yeah, I've reading comics. Been reading Wonder Woman. I've been reading Captain Marvel. The new Guardians of the Galaxy was really fun to be. They couldn't find Groot for ages. It turned out he was just hanging out in a swamp with Man-Thing, which was adorable.
As you did.
Deadpool broke his own legs in order to fold up small enough to try and smuggle on board their spaceship to get off Earth. Yeah, no, it was a good show. No, Ant-Man snuck on board as well. So yeah, everyone was trying to join the Guardians against their will. Anyway, there's a reason we're here. We've got a massive unboxing to do.
It's really quite exciting.
And it's one we've been excited about. This was announced about a year ago. It's normally an announcement to release with Heroclix.
Yeah, I think it must be coming up.
And we got super excited about this as soon as we're on. It's the X-Men, the animated series, the Dark Phoenix saga. Blake, would you like to bring it up on the Heroclix UK? Not here. Fuck. Bring it up on the Bad Guys conveyor belt.
Yeah, I followed the conveyor this way. It doesn't work. We've now got.
That's Crystal Maze.
Oh yeah. Says Kylie Minogue and Crystal Maze.
I don't even know.
Confide in Me by Kylie Minogue sounds exactly like the X-Men theme. Anyway, so this is, if you remember the Infinity War pack they did, which was a colossal in every booster. So you got 4 normal size figures and 1 2x2 colossal as well. And there was one wonderful Namor figure in that, and a load of figures I didn't care about.
I've seen
your
that
mileage may vary.
I've seen that in more than one Heroclix game. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes,
I've been waiting for a decent Namor for years, and it turned out to be that fucking great thing.
That's right. It is amazing. Yeah.
It's lovely.
And he's got his little trumpet and everything. One Doom
Yeah,
to steal. Ah, what fan service? But this one's obviously ordinary figure around the 1992 X-Men cartoon, which was my introduction to X-Men.
Same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think the Marvel comics already been Bring On the Bad Guys. X-Men aren't in that.
No, they're not, are they?
No.
No, that's true.
So yeah, that was probably my first real exposure to the X-Men was as the 1992 animated series. Remember it being on before school every morning.
Yeah, mine was with the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been with Angel.
You remember the cartoon, at least I didn't.
Oh yes, yeah, I do remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember the cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, are you a fan of the cartoon?
I think I was just at the wrong age for it.
Okay.
This is the one with the Cyclops
Yep.
thing at the
Yeah.
I kind of remember it,
So
but
you're aware of it, but weren't really watching it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
just too old for
It's
it.
so 90s. It's
I-
very
I-
90s indeed.
Yes, I think, well, not recently, but I think a couple of years ago, I think it did a run on either Netflix or
It did,
Amazon.
yes. Yeah.
And I tried watching something thinking, oh, I remember this being really good. God, I hated Jubilee.
It's Jubilee and Rogue quite to the
Yeah, it's not hard to hate Jubilee.
She just got kidnapped at every now and then.
Yes, she
I didn't
is.
realise the plots were so generic.
But yeah, I mean, the comics have made her a vampire in a desperate attempt to make her more interesting, and
Okay.
frankly, it's not working. But it was like you had Wolverine, you had Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue. It was, I think, responsible for the selection of the cast in the Bryan Singer movie.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was highly
Yeah.
thanked.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why Jubilee is missing.
Yes, I think that may have had something.
Maybe
to do
she'd
with
been
this.
kidnapped.
Yeah, lots of sentiments I seem to remember.
Yes, that was a big part of it. I know later series they moved on to stuff like the Apocalypse target, and also they did do Dark Phoenix, which is this. So they did do a couple of like pretty big plots in there.
Yeah,
So.
some of the bad guys I seem to remember being quite good. Mr. Sinister, I seem to remember being he was a very 90s looking bad guy anyway.
And obviously Magneto is always great.
Magneto was great, though he did also look like Vigo the Carpathian and Edgar Winter had collided at speed.
I need to watch this now.
Yeah, but it borrowed a lot of the Shi'ar turn up, the Savage Land stuff. They borrowed and used a lot of the comic canon for the series, and I have fond memories of it. I can't remember specific episodes or anything like that, but when they announced they were doing this, I was like, yeah, I'm on board for this. This sounds fun.
Yes.
To be fair, every time they come round to a Heroclix X-Men,
Yeah.
it's a good selection.
Oh yes, stuff.
What actually interests me is the fact it had been a while since we've had some X-Men.
This is true. When was the last one?
Xavier School?
Xavier School.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
That's got to be a couple of years ago.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, feels
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
And they drop a fair few Marvel sets a year these days.
Yeah, it's a couple of years ago, and it
Was it 8 Marvel sets for each DC set?
Yeah,
That's what I look at the
the
moment.
Xavier School is good. But before then, it had been a long time since we had
yeah, because the Xavier School focused on some of like the older
Yes.
X-Men.
Yeah.
And
X-Force and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and also it did add like student ID cards and stuff like that.
Yes,
as
that's
well.
it, yeah. Has anyone kind of peeked, had a look at what models are available for this?
Yes, I'm loosely aware what's in there.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot of the mains here. There's pretty nice colours. There are a lot of Sentinels, as you said.
Good,
with the-
should
with
be.
the- with the ping.
More Sentinels. More Sentinels.
They obviously there's some lovely sculpt fucker. There's a Magneto one, which is a lovely one, which it's got all the metal bent
Oh,
around
lovely.
him and that, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Obviously. Well, obviously, I've not seen it personally, but I keep seeing it online. There's a Wendigo
Looks
lovely.
amazing, though.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously a Dark Phoenix.
Is there anything any characters you're hoping to see turn up today, Dave?
Being X-Men, I could do with a decent...
You could say being X-Men, I could do with DC.
Yeah. No, I've gone away.
Yeah.
Decent Nightcrawler.
It's been a
I've
while.
got
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, but I could do with that.
That's good.
I'd really like to see a decent Charles Xavier because I haven't seen a decent Charles Xavier for years. He's been dead in comic continuity for quite a few years, longer than anyone expects him to. You know, Marvel normally kills someone off and brings him back 3 days later. He's been dead for a long old time, so there obviously hasn't been any interest in Heroclix to bring a dead character back. But he's very important for 92 cartoons. The chance of having a decent Charles Xavier is intriguing to
That
me.
should be good. Yeah. One I'm thinking of is Sasquatch. Because it's one of my favourite clicks for many years, and it'd be nice to get a new
buffed version.
Yeah, that's right. And I believe there might be a course of one of those around. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Some Sentinels.
Well, I said the Wendigo. So.
You did something good, didn't you? Yeah. It's a long day.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm quite looking forward to this as well because the Batman animated Heroclix set was so good.
Oh, that was so good.
Really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
And I'm hoping that as it's
Yeah.
animated again,
Oh, that would be
you'll
nice.
get another, a really good selection like that.
Yeah, awesome.
I think it was a top set, so it's,
Excellent.
hope it's
Okay, we're going to have to get a Stanley knife out, slice this open, and take a look at what's inside the X-Men 92, the animated series Dark Phoenix saga set. Oh, I wonder if there's a Dark Phoenix.
One would hope.
Not if you're Cyclops. Didn't you hear us meeting noises? Because we've got some fucking lovely crisps. Dave Mustill on box number 1.
Number 1.
Okay. Xavier's Academy is the colossal.
Yeah, so I want to go with the biggie first.
Yeah, sure. Is that okay?
This is Bastion. Real name,
Wow.
Sebastian Gilberti.
He's very shiny.
Yeah. Plenty of clear plastic on there. Where's Rob when you need it?
Wow.
Okay, so
Staffing, probably.
he's 3 seconds on
3
the
wattages. Yeah.
dial, 300, 200 and 100. He's got 18 clicks going on here. This is
Blimey.
fairly huge. So his basic powers, he has running shot, sidestep, energy explosion, penetrating, psychic blast, pulse wave, invulnerability and impervious. He's not going down quickly.
No.
And he's got multiple powers on here.
It's quite a good model, actually, isn't it?
I'm not
Actually,
sure about the facial sculpt. He looks like he stubbed his toe.
But is it?
I pulled that face, but I
What's
don't
what's the keywords, Dave?
Sentinel Future Robot.
So he's a Sentinel again. Yeah.
It is my belief that X-51 is better suited for the role of Executioner. Your Executioner. Mind control, but only to target friendly or opposing characters with the robot keyword.
Okay.
Very good. The mutant eradication begins. Leadership. When Bastion uses it and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate another Sentinel. When generating the Sentinel, roll for its trait to determine its starting click. If an opposing character has the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword, Bastion succeeds on a result of 4 to 6 when using leadership.
Is that G002 to Sentinel?
G002, that's the one,
Yeah.
And he has box out on defence, automated force fields, impervious, barrier as free, but only to generate the markers in squares adjacent to Bastion.
Okay.
These markers block lines of fire drawn to characters that can use great size. You may still target them though.
Okay.
Blimey.
Hide from biggies. Yeah.
Some interesting, different sort of powers, actually.
Yeah.
I like it.
2 lightning bolts, range of 6 in Dom. That's
Yeah, and colossal.
that's not a bad start.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool.
Rogue
is
is
my
my
least
least favourite underground line.
New material, so she's a bit wobbly, but she'll be alright.
To be honest, that's a nice rogue.
Sugar.
I like that. Pretty basic rogue. Brotherhood of Mutants, X-Men keywords.
Okay.
Plays
Yeah.
on both sides. Don't do. She's 60 points, 5 clicks.
Looks good. Yeah.
Her trait is come here, sugar. Steal energy, but only if rogue hasn't been moved or placed this turn. There you go.
60 points with Indom.
Yeah.
And a flyer, of course.
Yeah, flyer. So come to Moa. She's got charge, sidestep, plasticity, invulnerability, and toughness.
Pretty good.
Doesn't hit, no powers on attack or damage, but she has got attack of 11, damage 4 to begin with, which is not bad. 60 points, that's alright. That would be Bolivar Trask.
He looks taller in the films.
He does. Oh dear. So, Sentinel Scientist, Bolivar Trask. He is 35 points for a massive 4 clicks. You can tell he's a scientist. Okay. So he has traded stoking mutant hysteria, fear-mongering, leadership. When Bolivar Trask uses it and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a 006 Friends of Humanity. If he's adjacent to 3 or more 006 Friends of Humanity, you may generate a G002 Sentinel instead.
Yeah, it's a little stock Sentinel. Not a high pointed one, but they are around.
Yeah. When generating either, roll for their trait to determine starting click. Creator of the Sentinel Initiative, support as free, but only to target characters with either Sentinel or Robot keyword. Pretty much, he created the Sentinel.
Yeah, as you say, it's not a long dial.
Yeah. Sidestep, stealth, willpower, and super senses.
I think it's been a bit tight in the box.
It's lean grey. do you want to stand her up or?
I'm worried.
So name, Jean Grey. 50 points, 5 clicks.
It's very yellow.
6 range, that's pretty good. Paint job so far looking not too bad. I'm only looking
Yes,
from
it's
a
an
vague
older
distance,
style
but
costume, isn't it?
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I think the cartoon style suits the paintwork.
Mm-hmm.
So, traded, she's got Scott, unique modifier. At the beginning of your turn, you may
Dr.
choose.
Scott.
At the beginning of your turn, you may choose a combat value. If Jean Grey is adjacent to a friendly character named Cyclops, Modify the chosen combat value +1. Handy. And box out defense, force field protection, toughness. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the X-Men keyword can use toughness. Not too bad. She also has mind control, telekinesis, psychic blast.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah, kind of fitting. And energy shield deflection.
Oh, okay. Again,
That's not too
quite a
bad.
lot for a low pointed model.
Yeah, 50 points.
Oh wow.
Happy Hogan.
Unfortunately, it's Senator Robert Kelly.
Ooh.
But close.
So is it a common? Yeah, they've obviously used the same Trask
That's
model.
one of the first Heroclix I ever bought was a Robert Kelly. Yeah.
Okay, you must be really disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm never playing this again. Okay, so he is 30 points for 4 clicks. Lots of traits on there. So I've come to see that mutants are not the threat I once thought them to be. Once per game, when Senator Robert Kelly is KO'd, do not remove him from the game. Instead, after resolutions, place him in the square he last occupied on click number 3, and he can't be healed this game. He is now friendly to your opponent's force and isn't scored again.
Okay, he switches sides. Okay.
Yeah. And Demagogue, perplex but only to target opposing characters. He also has Stoking Mutant Hysteria, Mutant Registration Act, which gives him leadership. When Senator Robert Kelly uses it and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a number 006 Friends of Humanity.
Okay.
If you suggest it through more Friends of Humanity, it generates a
We
Sentinel
haven't seen
instead.
any of those yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, hopefully you get quite a few of them
Yeah.
coming up. He also gets political manoeuvring, sidestep, pushing agendas, force blast. That's very thematic. Energy shield deflection, super senses, and leadership.
Sentinel Squad 1. Sentinel Squad 1, real name Various! And he is at 70 points for 20 clicks.
What?
That don't sound right, does it? Prime directive. At the beginning of your turn, Sentinel Squad 1 may move 1 square. If an opposing character with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keywords on the map, it may move 1 additional square. Trait, Sentinel Squad 1 bonding, autopilot, willpower, but only if Sentinel Squad has a pilot.
Sounds like a vehicle.
Box out on combat, advanced multi-targeting system, incapacitate. When Sentinel Squad 1 uses it and hits an opposing character and that character gets an action token, after resolutions it can use incapacitate at no cost, but only to target a character that Sentinel Squad 1 hasn't targeted with incapacitate this turn. It may repeat this.
It's a good paint job.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Oh, here it is, autopilot. This vehicle may be given actions without a
It's a
pilot.
vehicle.
When
Yeah.
you do so, immediately after resolutions, deal this vehicle 1 unavoidable damage. Yeah, you've got to put a pilot in it. Don't need me to run through a full vehicle rules, do you?
No.
Have included them with a card. Yeah, it's technically a vehicle.
It's
which
like
is
a-
why it's so cheap. You need
Yeah.
to have someone piloting it as well, like Brainiac.
Donald Trask.
Yeah.
Donald Trask.
It was 70 points for 20 clicks. Oh no, they're not 20 clicks. It's 20
It's a split
clicks.
dial.
It's a split dial. Yeah, so it's 70 clicks, and you've got a choice of 3 wattages, all of which are 6 clicks long as a vehicle. So that's 70 point colossal, eh?
Not bad.
That's the sort of thing I think you want 2 or 3 of. They're going to build a force around that.
Yeah. So I think if you're doing a Sentinel team, what you want anyway.
Yeah. We have Kleinstock Brother, which is possibly my favourite Fatboy Slim song. It's 33 points, again split dial, 33 points for a choice of 3 clicks. So, 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Free
Like
will.
different builds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real name, Eric Kleinstock, Harlan Kleinstock, Sven Kleinstock. Trait merged form. When Kleinstock Brother starts the game, choose his starting line. Invulnerability and damage +1, but only if Kleinstock Brother is within 3 squares of exactly 1 friendly character named Kleinstock Brother, both with different starting lines. Impervious and damage +2, but only if Kleinstock Brother is within 3 squares of exactly 2 friendly characters named Kleinstock Brother, all with different starting lines. Trait, Mutant Messiah. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose a friendly character with the Acolytes or Brotherhood of Mutants or X-Men keyword. That character can use Mastermind, but only to choose characters with this trait. Box out on movement, sidestep, flight 2, but only to carry friendly characters named Kleinstock Brother. He also has running shot, charge, Pensai, quake, precision strike and toughness.
33 points.
33
Got
points.
Pinside.
Again, cheap, but you want 2 or 3 of them to get the maximum efficiency out of them. They're still only 100 points.
Take him 11,
99
no?
points, Brabas, for Mystique.
Blimey.
Real name Raven Darkholme. 60 points for 6 clicks. She hasn't got shape change. I'm going to flip my shit. As a trait, she has Shapeshifter. Shape change, good. As a free action, give a standard opposing character a shapeshift token, removing it from anywhere else. When Mystique uses shape change, if there is a character with her shapeshift token and the attacker doesn't have line of fire to them, she succeeds on a result of 2+. A character always has line of fire to themselves. That's a free action to copy, to pretend to be someone else, and then you're shapeshifting on a 2+.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Trait, my mutant brothers and sisters. Once per turn, when an effect other than clearing removes an action token from Mystique, after resolutions, heal her 1 click. And Brotherhood of Mutants keyword can, a thing 2 ability can heal each other, is that right?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it was used to be.
I don't know. No, the X-Men keyword is the one where they can heal each other but possibly take damage.
Okay, Brotherhood of Mutants, I have to look up.
Yeah.
But she's also got stealth, sidestep, precision strike, blades, combat reflexes, willpower, leadership, ranged combat expert, and exploit weakness for 60 points. Magneto, real name Eric Lensher, keywords Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, Ruler. He is 75 points for 6 clicks.
It's got some neck on him.
As a trait, my mutant brothers and sisters, once per turn, when an effect other than clearing removes an action token from Magneto, after resolutions heal him 1 click. So if someone's rocking leadership or something like that. Box out on damage, manipulate more than metal, telekinesis. Once per turn, when Magneto uses it, after resolutions roll a d6. On a 5+, choose 1. Remove an action token from a character placed by his telekinesis, or he can immediately use telekinesis at no cost. He also has sidestep, force blast, telekinesis, invulnerability, energy shield deflection, and leadership. Solid Magneto then.
Yeah.
Proper Magneto, yeah.
I can confirm, I've just checked, the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability is when this character hits an opposing character with an attack roll of 10 to 12,
Yeah.
after resolution remove an action token
So
from
you
this
do that,
character.
heal a point of damage as well.
Yeah, so buffing each other with that.
Awesome.
So first of all we have a G002 Sentinel.
Yay!
We've been waiting for this one.
That's 3 Sentinels in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is either at 25 or 33 points, but has lots of different wattages, most of them only about 3 clicks long, so yeah, only two lines of health. They vary between having charge and super strength, what's that one? Stealth and box out attack, which is knockout gas, which is incapacitate. When Sentinel use it as a close attack, it may instead target all opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire, regardless of adjacency. It can have running shot and penetrating psychic blast.
Flyer.
Yes, they are flyers. They can have flex and a special movement ability called capture coils, which is plasticity, but affects all opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire. Force blast and range combat expert, or they can have sidestep and close combat expert, and they always have invulnerability though. So
But they can actually be brought into the game via, like, Trask or...
Yeah.
yes, these are the ones that can be brought together through those abilities that we saw. So if you paid 33 points for the Sentinel at the beginning of the game, you can choose a starting line. If you paid 25 points for the Sentinel, or it was brought into the game by another effect, as we've seen, roll a d6 determines its starting click, and it's obviously different depending on which one it's, because there's 6 different variants, obviously d6 roll determines it. It also has another trait called Prime Directive. At the beginning of your turn, the Sentinel may move 1 square. If an opposing character with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword is on the map, it may move 1 additional square. Okay.
It's pretty much the same as the ex-students in Xavier's school.
Range of 6, 1 lightning bolt.
It's a very cheap model.
Apparently he was a founder member of Emperor.
We have a Friends of Humanity, which
Hey,
are also
we've heard of
available.
these.
There you go.
Oh, May.
Sentinel, real name various. So they have a trait which is Stinking Mutie. If you paid 10 points for Friends of Humanity when they start the game, choose a starting click. If you paid 5 points, or they were brought in through another way, you then do a d6 a bit like the Sentinel.
They don't look very friendly.
Yeah, they're either 5 or 10 points, only have 1 line of life, so they die very easily. They can either have sidestep and range combat expert, charge and quake. What's that? They can have blades and willpower. They can have plasticity and poison. They can have sidestep and close combat expert, or they can have flurry and empower.
Anyone that goes into battle with brown trousers on.
Well, they only do 1 point of damage,
Yeah,
unless it was the guy with the blades cross
In
fangs.
another set would that have just been a pog?
Yeah, I'm really.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
It's
I'm,
got-
I've been quite excited for
It's got
Whiskey's
FOH
line
on
of
it.
supply teacher Heroclix.
But I suppose as a generic one that can be spawned by these other guys, I suppose
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
too bad.
Again, you think in other sets that's been a token rather than
yeah.
an actual model.
Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
It's really windy.
Brotherhood of Mutant Sentinel or Ruler. She is 150 points, 8 clicks of health. Looks pretty bitey looking at her actually.
When I'm looking at her, she doesn't, but I'm guessing
Well, no,
the card is
her
stronger than
dial-
the character.
She
It's
starts
a
to
chase.
Oh, was
Yeah.
that actually a chase?
I don't know, was it? No, super, I think.
I wasn't sure it was super or chase. Yeah,
Yeah.
looking at it. But there was the Mind Field, which is a trait which is mind control. When Cassandra Nova uses it, for each character she hits after resolutions, those that attacked and hit get an approved token, and otherwise they get a rejected token. Characters with one or more approved tokens modify attack +1 when on your force, and characters with one or more rejected tokens modify attack -1 when not on your force. Box out defense, which can only be attacked on the astral plane, which is super senses but succeeds on 4 to 6. Close attacks deal a maximum of 1 damage to Cassandra Nova, and she has that ability for the first 2 clicks of her dial.
She's 150 points.
She has a box out on her damage for the first 5 clicks of her dial, which is leader of the Clear Mountain Institute, which is leadership, perplex, shape change. When Cassandra Nova uses leadership and succeeds, instead of the normal effect, you may generate a number 5 guard command. Hidden program, which is stealth, sidestep, penetrating psychic blast, super senses, and that. When she gets to click 6, she jumps from 3 damage. She loses that box out damage, but she jumps to 5 damage.
Oh my word, really?
And she has penetrating psychic blast.
And that's
points was she?
150. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
is.
Going by the new models, that's a lot of points, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she is rather horrible, actually.
So that psychic powers in the 90s made your hair fall out.
Yeah, the same thing.
I'm guessing she was
It's,
a definite counterpoint to the
that's-
Better X.
That's quite some model, actually.
And last but not least, we have Graydon Creed.
It's got Foch on his back.
That's the humanity fellas.
So he's leadership when Graydon Creed succeeds. He may generate, transhumanity, and then has spreading the mutant virus as his box out in his attack, which is poison. When a character takes damage from Graydon Creed's poison, give them a disease token. When Graydon Creed uses poison, roll a d6. 4 to 6 deal 1 damage to each character with 1 or more of his disease tokens. When a character with a disease token is healed, remove all of the disease tokens. So he also has sidestep, stealth, blades, combat reflexes, and toughness. 45 points for 4 clicks of health.
So it's a harder version of the Friends of
Yeah,
You.
but he doesn't generate the sentinels, I noticed.
No.
Let's do that
Oh,
one first
that
then,
is
because
scary looking. Oh my word.
Literally before we started recording, that guest estimated that this box would contain the Wendigo.
he has just chanted the Wendigo into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rather awesome.
Oh my word.
Okay. That's pretty bloody spectacular.
That is outstanding.
Ian,
Hmm?
your bonus will wave the camera.
Everyone sees the camera rocking there, ladies and gents. Okay, let's see what
Was
we
it count
have.
a sentinel?
But shouldn't think
Could
so.
you, yeah, could you get the Friends of Humanity chanting into existence?
Think angry wangry.
Animal, monster, mystical keywords. So
Oh, this is
we
going to knock
have-
lumps out of people.
So we've got 4 wattages on this: 300, 200, 100, and 15.
Oh,
Cost
yeah.
of retaliation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Could be a hero.
Amongst his arsenal are such diverse powers as charge, precision strike, super strength, blades, invincible, impervious, invulnerable, toughness, exploit weakness, and battle fury, giant size,
Giant size and indom.
and indomitable indeed.
It's a good model, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a couple of traits and a couple of boxes. Your name Georges Baptiste, because you need to know that.
The facial sculpt's really like Ron Perlman in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I can see the Pullman.
So 5 damage, exploit weakness on the first click.
Jesus.
Yes, indeed. 19 defence, invincible. Yeah, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, getting off that first click might be tricky.
Yes.
Yeah. Orbital strike, I think that's the only option.
So,
It's coming right for us. My word.
so his trait, smell of flesh. Sidestep, but only if a character has a wounded token. When an opposing character takes damage from an attack, give that character a wounded token if they don't have one. When the character heals, remove their wounded tokens. Okay. Ancient mystical curse. Colossal stamina, steel energy. When Wendigo uses steel energy, he may heal past his starting line.
Oh, it's
So
one of
you can
those.
start him on a lower wattage and then bump him up,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Does he start on click 1?
Yeah, but he's got multiple wattages.
So, oh my word. Okay, so you can take
punch
him
up to
past.
higher wattage, yeah.
Yeah.
You can take him past us. Just bloody hell.
Okay,
That's a bit different.
So he's got a box out on movement, which goes right across the dial. In the mountains, no one hears you scream. Charge flurry. When Wendigo ends his movement, after resolutions, he can make a close attack, but
Flurry it.
but
Yeah.
only to target a character with a wounded token.
And
He's
blades.
He just piles it on.
Yeah. So his first click, he's got 11.
Charge,
he's
flurry, blades.
got, with 11 movement. No, he's got 11 movement.
Precision
With
strike on it.
charge and flurry
Can't
with
flurry
precision strike.
Can you-
No, it's, the
can't
box.
change
The
flurry,
box out
precision
movement
strike,
is what? What's his box out
Box
movement?
out is charge and flurry.
Charge and flurry.
Yeah, so you can't flurry and precision strike.
Shame.
But he has got exploit weakness
Because
on
they're,
that click.
they're literally two different things.
He's got exploit weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 5 penetrating
Yeah.
with flurry.
Ridiculous, but cool. And you cannot escape the Wendigo. Is a box out on his defence, which is on the 15-point line.
Oh, was that a stop click?
His stop click, yes. Invulnerability. If no opposing character has a wounded token, do not stop turning the dial due to stop.
Oh,
So you have to wound people to gather their energy. That's how
amazing.
Okay. Bonkers.
I can't keep doing that, by the way. Tell you what's in the box.
Try. Just chant Dark Phoenix.
A
Dark
colossal.
Phoenix. Dark.
The colossal toad, who knew?
It's a bullfrog.
Let's go to the other end of the spectrum.
Tony Stark has forgotten to put some eyes in his helmet.
We've got the Rocketeer.
Apparently Guard Command.
Okay.
Brotherhood of Mutants Armour Soldier.
Real name various?
Stripy legs.
Real name? Various. Gerald Various, apparently. 25 points, 4 clicks, 5 range.
Guard command. That's not been mentioned before, is it? It's one of
Wasn't
these.
Gerald Various the leader of the Clone Wars set we unboxed?
I think you may well have been. Henceforth,
Yeah.
he is, you know that. His box out on attack. We're all for peaceful rehabilitation here. Incapacitate. When Guard Command uses it, after resolutions, a hit character modifies attack -2 until your next turn. He also has sidestep, toughness, defend, and support.
Not
Defend?
powers we generally use, but
Yeah. Did you say Guard Command came up on another?
Um,
Is that one
yes,
that
it
can
was
be
on
generated?
it was one of the guys can generate them. I can't remember who it was.
It does look quite a lot like the Guardian Death Game from Force Awakens.
He's standing in a very Star Wars pose.
Yeah.
actually.
It's
Damn it, wrong Disney license. We have Avalanche. That's silver. What would that be?
Oh, he's going to punch.
We have Avalanche. 50 points, 5 clicks, 4 range. Real name Dominikos Petrakis. Brotherhood of Mutants Freedom Force.
His head looks like one of those silver balls you decorate cakes with.
Could well be. Who's going to lick it first? No.
I can't get these cups off my hand.
See, he has a trait, my mutant brothers and sisters. Once per turn, when an effect other than clearing removes an action token from Avalanche, after resolutions, heal in 1 click. Is that the same? Exactly the same as
So is he
coming along
yeah.
is he X-Men or is he just mutant?
Brotherhood of Mutants and Freedom Force? So he's got a box out on damage, split the earth, being avalanche. Quake, when avalanche uses it, you may choose that he has giant reach 4, or after resolution, so you can use barrier at no cost. Box out on damage, all the way through the dial. It all comes crumbling down. Free, destroy a piece of blocking terrain within range. Quite good. Range 4. He also gets sidestep, quake, toughness, and barrier. In his
Still looks
dial.
like Frozone from over here.
It's Callisto. Callisto, one of the Morlocks. Real name, Callisto.
That is X-Men Universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
More
Yeah. Point value 45.
Pattern time machine.
5 clicks.
classical education. I like the logo.
Is that
Knuckle
the
dusters.
Morlocks? Yeah, yeah. I just noticed that on the card. It's quite cool. So, Morlock, martial artist, ruler. So, his trait, we live here because we reject what's above. Stealth. Other friendly characters with the Morlock's keyword can use the underworld team ability. You can look up the underworld team ability. Well done. We get our best man on the job. He has a box out on damage for some of his dial. Leader of the Morlocks, close combat expert, leadership. When Callisto damages an opposing character with an attack, give her a rightful leader token.
Her?
Her, Callisto. Yep. When Callisto uses leadership, before you roll, you may remove a rightful leader token to automatically succeed.
So the Knuckle Dusters is the underworld team ability, which is carry 1 but only to carry a character that shares a keyword, or carry 2 but only to carry characters that share a keyword with this character and are lower points.
Okay.
That might be tricky.
Yeah, 45 points.
Yeah.
She also has sidestep, charge, blades, combat reflexes, and toughness. It's not bad.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
About 45.
I'm an idiot.
And last one in this box,
Oh, wow!
the Blob.
Now
Nice.
that's going back to my comic days.
Oh yeah. Real name Frederick Dukes. I did not know that. 60 points, 5 clicks. Funny enough, no range combat. Brothers Mutants, Freedom Force. Defense box out. Is that the best you got, Pipsqueak? Blob takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks. Blob can only be chosen for Mastermind by characters that he shares a keyword with. Protected, Outwit, and Pulse Wave.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Gone. He
So-
stays on the board.
He's going to be hanging around a bit.
Hi. So he also has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, which, like we've already seen, once per turn when effect other than clearing removes an action token from Blob. After resolutions, healing 1 click. He also has Nothing Moves the Blob. I'm going back to the old Xbox computer game. Immobile, but only if it's not your turn. At the end of your turn, if Blob was not moved or placed this turn, give him a stability token. Blob modifies defense +1 for each stability token.
Oh,
When he
blimey.
moves or is placed, remove his stability tokens.
I mean, his defence isn't bad here.
17s
17
and 16s, yeah.
for a 60-point model.
Multiple objects.
Yeah. So he also gets charge. Plasticity. Sensible.
Yeah, that makes sense for the blob. Yeah.
Super strength, quake, and
I
close combat
kind
expert.
of forgotten this character. I mean, he was in the comics. I hadn't forgotten the character really, but he was
Just
sort
kind
of
of
like,
absorbs
it used to be
energy.
in quite a lot of stories.
Yeah. It was one of the first Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yes,
The one
yeah.
with, Pyro and Juggernaut, yeah.
He kind of absorbs energy that's sent at him.
Mm.
This, of course, we have Ronnie James Dio album cover come to life.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
That's
Mechagodzilla Colossus.
an unusual one.
So that is Shadow King. Keywords Brotherhood of Mutants Monster Past. Real name Amal Farouk, which is Freddie Mercury's real name.
Well, lots of options on the dial.
He is 700 points, 500 points, 300,
700?
150 points for up to 19 clicks worth of
The Power
terrain.
Cosmic.
Play 2 of them.
Power Cosmic.
Ignores all hindering terrain for the purposes of line of fire. Trait, a being of the astral plane. Shadow King can reduce penetrating damage. Trait, behind the scenes. Shadow King can't be targeted by opposing characters 5 or more spaces away. Box set on movement. You belong to the Shadow King now. Mind control, phasing teleport. Once per turn, when Shadow King uses either, after resolutions he may use the other one at no cost. Box set on combat. A being of pure psychic destruction. Penetrating psychic blast. When Shadow King KOs a character, after resolutions deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character that was adjacent to that character.
Oh my word!
He also has running shot, sidestep, pulse wave, invincible, impervious, invulnerability, toughness, regen, outwit, prob, and perplex.
And a funny face.
And a funny face.
He can F off.
He's horrible.
700 points.
That's a lot. That's a lot of bang.
Well, yeah, he starts out. First click is running shot with that box set that gives him Pensai and outwit and 6 points of damage.
Oh my god.
It's going to take the Justice League to put him down, I think.
Wow.
He's got a big fucking gun.
Hey.
Nice.
Cable, keywords X-Men, Future, Soldier, which was basically a very vague description of a character, to be honest with you. Real name Nathan Summers. He is at 75 points with a split dial, 1 at 5 clicks and 1 at 2. Let's see what that's about. Trait, he's 75 points. You can pay an extra 25 to take the trait Futuristic Hologram. During force construction, you may add up to 2 of these models' cables to your starting force on the click that appears after the KO. They have a 0 point value for all effects, but you don't have to reveal any cable's point value until required. Right, so the starting click on both is identical, so your opponent doesn't know which one is the hologram.
Oh, okay. Seems to have Mr. Hanky attached to his
Yes,
jacket.
that will happen. Box out on... Oh, he's also... Yeah, box out on
7
movement,
range.
get to a better vantage point, sidestep and phasing teleport. Box out on combat, tactical movement. Once per turn for all characters with this power, telekinesis as a free action. Box out on defense, stop click, which is click 3 of 5. Stop click, invulnerability. The first time this click is revealed, KO all other holograms.
He shows himself sort of
So
thing.
you also have running shot, stealth, precision strike, invulnerability, toughness and prob. Scanner, real name Sarah Ryle, keywords Acolyte and Spy, 40 points for 4 clicks. Trait, Astral Scouting Mission, Power Action, generate an Astral Scanner bystander, who I have the POG for here, a maximum of 1 up to 5 squares away. While that bystander is on the map, Scanner can't be given actions. Trait, Mutant Messiah. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose a friendly character with the Acolytes or Brotherhood of Mutants or X-Men keyword. That character can use Mastermind, but only to choose characters with this trait. She also has Mind Control, Super Senses and Prob. The Astral Scanner POG is 0 points. Also has Super Senses and Exploit Weakness. Has Astral Projection as a trait. Astral Scanner doesn't block line of fire or require opposing characters to break away, protected against Pulse Wave. Box out on movement, mind control and phasing teleport. So she can generate a clone of herself halfway across the board
Yeah.
to do the fighting while she's up the other end of the map. Pretty safe. So we have Morph, real name Kevin Sidney. He is 40 points for 4 clicks. Keywords X-Men Spy. Trait, let me borrow that face. Shape change. When Morph uses it and succeeds, you may choose the new target. You must choose another legal target if able. If the shape change roll was a 6, you may choose a character friendly to the attacking character. Target must be otherwise legal.
Sort of half changing into Wolverine.
Yeah. His box out on movement is plasticity, sidestep and stealth. He also has sidestep, blades, regen, perplex and outwit. Good. Only 4 clicks, but that super senses if it pays off. It's pretty gnarly.
Sasquatch.
Where's Mike Xavier?
First of all, we have Sasquatch.
Yeah, there's definitely sacrifice to the gods. Isn't it?
That's amazing.
So it could be run at 175, 125 or 50 with 13 clicks of health.
What's the
has
top notch? Sorry, mate. What's it?
175. So
Okay,
not massively
yeah,
powerful,
that's
but
right.
still. Has a box out on the
Are you
move.
sure it's not the same skull?
Might be.
Box out on the movement, which is Leaping Smash.
I quite like the colour.
No, it's been quite nice paint, I think.
What keywords has he got?
Alpha
She's
Flight, Animal and Scientist. Real name Walter Lankowski. Leaping Smash, which is Charge, which is Power Action. Place Sasquatch within 5 squares and line of fire. He may then use Quake at no cost. It has sidestep, charge, super strength, blades, impervious, invulnerability, toughness, combat reflexes, perplex, and outwit.
And looks astounding. That's amazing.
Yeah, first click does, has impervious at 18 defense and does 4 damage with perplex. So even at 175, that's still punchy. Mesmero.
Not Mysteria.
Which is Brotherhood of Mutants, Weapon X and Celebrity keywords. Real name Vincent. Has the trait Mutant Brother and Sisters, which is obviously the one where they can heal each other with the move action tokens. Also has a box out on movement, which is the X Circus is in town, which is mind control. When Mesmero uses it, you may choose the hit character that hit characters can use move through heightened terrain, elevated, sorry, and can't make attacks. If you do, after resolution, deal 2 damage to any hit character that moved from higher elevation to a lower elevation during that action. So you can basically walk people off buildings. And there's also You There, Protect Me. There's a box out defense, which is Mastermind. When Mesmero uses Mastermind during a range attack, you may instead choose an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire that isn't attacking, regardless of point value. Otherwise, he has normal mind control, willpower, and shape change. 45 points for 5 clicks of health. Danger Room Sabretooth.
Oh, wow, nice idea. Is that unique? Or prime?
It's unique. 45 points for 5 clicks of damage. Has the trait Danger...
So 5 clicks of health or 5 points of damage?
Oh, sorry, 5 clicks of health.
Fucking hell. Big difference.
That said, it does 3 normally and does have blades on most of the dials. Charge and blades on all the two.
It will rip your shit.
Trait is Danger Room Construct. When Sabretooth makes an attack, after resolutions, give him an error token for each 1 in the attack roll, maximum 3. If Sabretooth has 2 or less error tokens, characters take a maximum of 1 damage from Sabretooth's attacks. Sabretooth takes a maximum of 1 damage from opponent's attacks, and he can't be healed or chosen
It's
for
nice
Mastermind.
making it translucent for the Danger Room ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's protected pulse wave as well. Lessons from the Danger Room at Sabretooth. When Sabretooth is KO'd, the opposing character that KO'd him can use combat reflexes for the rest of the game. And also has Relentless, which is Flurry and Toughness as a trait.
Nice.
Relentless.
And normally throughout the dial he has Charge, Blades, which is all the way through his dial, both Charge and Blades.
Indom.
Has Super Senses for the first 2 clicks, Combat Reflexes for the second lot of 2 clicks, and Regeneration on the last click. And has Battle Fury, and it's 3 damage straight on each damage click.
Wow.
Lovely.
So for 45 points, pretty
That's
mighty.
blimey, that is.
We have Wolverine.
Oh, it's, oh.
50 points, Alpha Flight, Weapon X, X-Men and Martial Artist keywords, real name Logan. The trait is the nose bub. To the opposing characters who are in 3 squares can't use stealth or shape change. So, and apart from that he has charge.
Can't use stealth or shape change. Oh wow, okay.
You can spot them. Blows Claws Fangs throughout all of it. Obviously regen at 2 points in his dial. Normal damage is 2, but if you've got blades, why would you not?
How do we know you're you?
50 points.
Flurry, towards the end of his dial he has Flurry and Blades. Apart from that he just has Toughness, Super Senses and Regen.
Yeah, it's not a lot of points for a Wolverine, but
yeah. Funnily enough, he's number 1.
Number 1.
Oh,
yeah. Ow.
Hello there.
Well,
You picked me. Is this why this was open?
Yeah, the Dark Phoenix and the Wendigo in one box.
Yeah.
That's a good brick.
Yeah, I was going to say.
serious brick.
I never thought we got that because we got this guy. I didn't think we were going to get that.
Okay.
No, I thought because you got the Wendigo, because I know the Wendigo is quite rare.
I'll hand this. I'm reluctant to hand this over, but
This is-
I will hand it over.
Oh.
This is a higher value item.
We
I
have.
was doing this.
Well, you have been right.
Why is
on
it
there,
dabbing? That's a real question.
We have the Dark Phoenix.
I thought he was doing jazz.
Oh my word, that's amazing.
Okay, Dark Phoenix.
Rob's just come and doesn't know why.
Oh my word, that's how can we get
We
this?
can play the Dark Phoenix at 30 points,
Yay!
or 300 points, or 600 points,
Nice.
or 900 points.
Oh, that's what you need to do.
Okay, this is a completely full. There is 1 KO line. Everything else is filled.
How many clicks is that?
That would be 25 clicks.
Fuck me.
That's ridiculous. Okay, let's quickly look at the opening line
Oh,
before
that's
we go anywhere.
such a good sculpt as well, though, isn't it?
So, before we really get into this, we have 10 range with 3 lightning bolts. We have 13 movement with hypersonic. We have 13 attack with precision strike, 20 defense, invincible, and 6 damage
Paracosmic.
and prob.
Jesus.
Well, the Dark Phoenix is one of the most powerful sources in the Marvel universe.
Indeed.
It's one of only 2 characters to have survived the Big Bang from the previous universe. It's Galactus, in case you're wondering.
Okay, Dark Phoenix, Hellfire Club, Phoenix Force, X-Men, Cosmic. So, trait, feeding on life forces. When Dark Phoenix KOs an opposing character, or an opposing character takes 4 or more damage from her attack, which is likely,
Yes, possible.
after resolutions, heal her 1 click. She may heal past her starting lines this way, but can't be healed in any other way. So, box out on attack, which I can't actually see. Where's that? Is that just on the final line?
Look like it.
So that one there. So, Colossal Retaliation, Child of Light and Darkness. Oh, yes, the final click, isn't it? 3. If no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Dark Phoenix or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Dark Phoenix such that she can make a close attack, targeting the chosen character, then do so also targeting all other characters, friendly or opposing, within 3 squares. Hit characters are given an action token and each dealt 2 penetrating instead of normal damage. By the gods. So she's exploding on the final click, and the final click is a stop click. There's 2 stop clicks as it goes. Specks of
Bit
Dust
pretty,
to
isn't
me, stop and impervious.
Okay.
That occurs at the end of the first set of dials. Oh no, each, sorry.
Each
The end of each
wattage
line.
it stops.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll stop on each line,
Yeah. It's got
yeah? 900 points on its top.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
that's ludicrous.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Well, so the rest
I didn't honestly think we were going to pull that.
No, the rest of her arsenal, so hypersonic speed, running shot, sidestep, precision strike, pen, psi, pulse wave, invincible, impervious, invulnerable, prob, range combat expert, outwit, and shape change.
Wow.
Okay, that is a pretty crazy dial.
We're going to get the rest of it. Must be poo then.
Well, yeah, should we bother? Should we just leave it? No. Let's fish something out. Okay, we've got
Amelia Voigt.
Amelia spelt wrong on the top of the card.
Is it not Amelia?
Amelia? It's Amelia, but Amelia.
Okay.
Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants. Looks like a refugee from an 80s rock video. Certainly on the card. Anyway, she is 45 points, 5 clicks. Acolytes, Brotherhood, Mutant Messiah. She's got the Mutant Messiah keyword, same as the others. Sliding under the door is a box out on movement. Phasing teleport, carry 4, but only to carry characters that share a keyword with her. And box out on defence, transmute out of danger. Super senses. Once per turn, when Amelia Voigt or an adjacent friendly character would take 3 or more damage, you may give that character 2 action tokens to take 1 unavoidable damage instead. If you do, after resolutions, you may place that character in a square adjacent to her current square. She also gets phasing teleport, regeneration, perplex, and support.
There's a lot there for 45 points, actually.
Yeah, it's quite a bit going on. No effects on the attack, but on only 1 damage throughout. But fairly good for support.
He looks fancy.
Someone projected from a Star Trek set, by the look of it.
Indeed. Fabian Cortez. Of the Acolytes. Real name? Fabian Cortez. Right. He is 45 clicks. 45 points even for 5 clicks. 5 range. He also has the Mutant Messiah trait and a Power Overload trait. So as a power action, choose an adjacent character. Modify the chosen character's combat values +1 until your next turn. At the end of your turn, roll a d6. On a 3 to 6, deal the chosen character 1 unavoidable damage and heal Fabian Cortez 1. And he also has a box out on damage. Follow the way of Magnus, enhancement and leadership. And the rest of his dial consists of stealth, sidestep, steal energy, willpower, mastermind, and exploit weakness.
Again, it's a lot of stuff for 45-point
Yeah,
model.
Quite an
Isn't it?
alternative sort of play character. Does look a bit like a scroll, but it's Assassin's Guild, apparently. Real name Various, Assassin Martial Artist. 16 points for a massive 2 clicks. So the trait is appear as part of the background. Stealth, if Assassin's Guild is adjacent to hindering terrain and it's not your turn, lines of fire drawn to it are blocked. They also get charge, sidestep, blades, and combat reflexes.
It's in your short dial. 15 points. Proteus.
Proteus, who I didn't even realise was in the cartoon. Real name Kevin McTaggart.
It's different to my Proteus.
Keyword brute and monster. Okay, ignores blocking terrain for purposes of movement. Trait warping reality, barrier, shape change, smoke cloud. Once per turn, Proteus can use barrier as free or smoke cloud as free, but only to generate 2 markers. Other characters within 3 squares can't use improved abilities. Box out on movement, possessing someone to hide. Mind control is free. When Proteus uses it and hits, you may choose that hit characters can't make attacks. If you do, after resolutions, place Proteus adjacent to a hit character and he can't be the target of range attacks until your next turn. Box out and defense, colossal indifference, I don't know better. Stop click. If Proteus starts on the 20-point starting line, he can't attack smaller characters except via Colossal Retaliation. Box out and combat, Colossal Retaliation, a paralysing fear. As a free action, if no friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacks Proteus or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Proteus such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. A hit character gets 2 fear tokens. Even if his power is lost, characters with fear tokens must roll a d6 when making an attack and negatively modify their attack value by half the result, then remove 1 fear token.
It's Paracosmic again, isn't it?
He also has Force Blast, Pulse Wave, Quake, Invincible, Invulnerability, Impervious, Perplex and Battle Fury. And he is either 20, 150, 225 or 400 points for up to 15 clicks. We have Beast, real name Hank McCoy. Keywords X-Men, politician and scientist. And he is 50 points for 5 clicks. He ignores elevated terrain, hindering terrain and other characters for the purposes of movement. He has a trait arose by any other name. Perplex, but only to target other characters. When Beast uses it, if the target shares a keyword with him, you may instead modify the value except damage +2 or -2. He also has sidestep, charge, combat reflexes, super senses and outwit. That's a pretty cool Beast build.
Oh yes.
Very useful.
That's a low wattage beast as well.
We have Belladonna. Real name Belladonna Bodro. Keywords assassin and spy, and she is 50 points for 5 clicks. As a trait she has with this ring, he will do whatever I tell him to. Mind control. As a free action, if no character has her wedding ring token, make a close attack targeting a character that Belladonna hit with mind control this turn. If you hit, instead of normal damage, give that character a wedding ring token. She also has trait Belladonna's ring. The opposing character with her wedding ring takes a token, modifies defense -2 when targeted by mind control, and she may target that character regardless of range or line of fire. She also has stealth, running shot, poison, energy explosion, super senses, and energy shield deflection.
Unless they shake off that wedding ring. They can't.
Nope.
So you can micro something, she doesn't have to see him.
Emma Frost.
She could have addressed herself.
Emma Frost.
Always underdressed for wrong
Hellfire
occasions.
Pub and ruler, 75 points for 6 clicks. She has trait Inner Circle Club, White Queen. Emma Frost has protected against outwit. Mind control. When Emma Frost uses it as a ranged attack, modify attack +1, and she may instead target any number of characters of lower point value, must still be opposing within range and line of fire. Trait mental blocks. Friendly characters can't be targeted by opposing characters that are more than 6 squares away from them. Box out and defense, long live the queen, energy shield deflection and mastermind. She also has stealth, sidestep, pensai, super senses, mastermind and outwit. Not bad for 75 points.
That's a good model. Right.
Nimrod. Sentinel.
Hello. We may have been in the same cast.
Possibly.
There might be related characters, but I don't know. I just like taking a piss for the post sometimes.
Yeah. Real name, yeah, sorry. Sentinel Future and Robot keywords has 3 wattages at 375, 275 or 175. Has 3 different traits, which is reconfiguring weapon system for maximum effect. At the beginning of your turn, choose a standard attack power. Nimrod can use that power this turn. Running comparative evaluation of reference data. When Nimrod is attacked and would be hit, you may roll 2d6. If your roll is equal or higher than the attacker's attack roll, Nimrod evades that attack and after resolutions deal the attacker damage equal to their printed damage value.
Whoa, so it stings them back as well.
Yeah, so he can dodge and strike back, yeah. And repair protocols activated. Each time Nimrod takes 2 or more damage from an opponent's attack, give him a structural damage token. And then as a free action token, he may remove a structural damage token to heal 1 click. So pretty bitey actually. He also has phasing, teleport, sidestep, charge, invincible, impervious, invulnerability, shape change, range combat expert, and exploit weak.
To say similar to the silver dude, but he seems to be more powerful.
Have Jubilee.
Hey!
It wouldn't be the cartoon without it.
35
Every
points.
episode of the cartoon, first time.
She's setting off a flare so that kidnappers can find her easier.
35 points for 4 clicks of health.
You shitty April O'Neil knockoff.
Her trait is, you wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't around.
Relax.
Once per game, when Jubilee would be KO'd and is adjacent to a friendly character with the X-Men keyword, instead turn her to click 4, protected pulse wave. So she can't. So he's saying as long as she's next to someone with the X-Men keyword, she can't die. Jesus.
Yet somehow still less shit than Dazzler.
Yeah. You're just in time for the fireworks show as a box out and no attack. Energy explosion, when she uses it, hit characters modify attack -2 until your next turn, and after resolutions deal 1 penetrating damage to all hit characters with the robot keyword. She also has sidestep, stealth, energy explosion, energy shield deflection, combat reflexes and regeneration. She has regeneration on click 4, so yeah, if she was standing next to someone with the X-Men keyword, gets KO'd, and then she could use regen to go back to click 1 again.
What?
Well, she's only got 4 clicks, so theoretically she could roll 6 and go back to click 1. But on the other hand, she does look fairly useless otherwise because she only does like 2 or 1 damage. In perfect need going with Cable, we also have Deadpool.
Hey!
So it's Deadpool with Weapon X keyword.
No idea he was in the cartoon.
Don't think he is.
No, okay.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, doesn't it?
Oh, it's a comic called X-Men, so significant appearance, X-Men the Animated Series, The Phoenix Saga Part 2, The Dark Shroud. So yeah, he must appear.
Okay.
The joke comic is, it says X-Force 92. So he's obviously put 4.
His sword needs a bit of straightening.
So he has a box. His trait is In Your Head, which is super senses. When an attack targeting Deadpool misses, after resolutions gives the attacker an action token. And also has Confusing Apparition, which is damage, which is perplexed, but only to negatively modify combat values. Apart from that, he's phasing, teleport, sidestep, incapacitate, precision strike, willpower, and energy shield deflection. So he's only 30 points.
30 points?
30 points, and only does like 2 or 1 points of damage, so not highly damaging. Cyclops.
Hey!
Hey, at last.
Scott Summers.
Old school.
Obviously X-Men keyword.
All old school.
There's something going on with his torso.
So, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Oh, yeah.
So he has trait of Gene, which is unique modifier. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose the combat value if Cyclops is adjacent to a friendly character named Jean Grey. Modify the chosen combat value by +1. So similar to Jean's Scott ability.
I just never knew John Wayne walked like this.
It has a box out on his movement called Optic Beams, which is running shot and force blast, and a damaged box out of Commanding Leader, which is leadership. When Cyclops uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, choose another friendly character that shares a keyword and has 0 action tokens. This turn, that character has 3, half speed, then move. And he also has force blast, sidestep, penetrating psychic blast, precision strike, willpower, toughness, and range combat expert. 70 points for 6 clicks of health.
Slightly unexpected. It's the littlest colossal in the world.
Yes, well, yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's not going to
Yeah,
come
what's
out.
the area control?
There it is.
Oh.
Okay.
He stayed on his base, though.
Thank you, though.
Xavier's brother.
He's going to tear you in half now.
It's such a juggernaut thing to say.
Brother of Mutants.
He's
Brute Mystical.
pretty usable.
Real name Kane Marco. He has 3 settings. 300, 200, 100. Standard.
Mean, surly, vicious, and brutal.
Got this dial on my head.
Wishes. Okay, he has the My Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait, which lets him heal 1 click if he removes an action token if it's not through healing. He has Mass Destruction, Super Strength. When Juggernaut is given a move action after resolutions, destroy all adjacent pieces of blocking terrain.
Just runs through it.
Then
Excellent.
he can use Quake at no cost. He also has City-wide Rampage. If Juggernaut destroyed 3 or more pieces of blocking terrain during one of his actions, after resolutions, remove an action token from him.
So he's just running around the map,
Charging around the map,
smashing up
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus he'd heal because he removed an action token.
Yes, I
Indeed,
suppose so,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And he has a box out on defence, which goes all the way through the first dial and into the second. Shielded by my helmet. Don't laugh. Colossal Stamina, Invincible. Juggernaut has protected, Incapacitate, Mind Control, Outwit and Pulse Wave.
Like it.
Yep, that's cool. That comes with Indomitable. And he also gets Charge, Sidestep, Invincible, Impervious, Invulnerable, as you go down the dial obviously. And Squash You, Pipsqueak, Close Combat Expert with his colossal size. Damage of 5 and 4.
It
That's,
would fit in a team easily, though.
Yeah.
Those watches.
That's pretty punchy. And the powers kind of cross over on the dial on the.
It might
So
appear.
he's a colossal and Blob isn't.
Yeah. Blob
He's not actually. He's a colossal model, obviously, but it's a giant size symbol.
Toad.
Hey.
It's close. Not quite Doctor Who.
Of course, in his stupid fucking Renaissance fair outfit.
Used to be Darth Maul, you know.
Yeah, it's a very, very. I've never understood that outfit. So 45 points, 5 clicks, lots of box outs. Real name Mortimer Toynbee. So he has the Mutant Brothers and Sisters trait like the others. His box out movement right the way through the dial is Pouncing Pest, Leap, Climb and Plasticity. Box out defence, which goes right the way through his dial, is Used to Getting Slapped Around. Super Senses. When Toad uses it and fails, after resolutions you may either move him a number of squares equal to his Super Senses result, or remove an action token from him. Incapacitate and Quake.
There's quite a lot with Incapacitate in this set.
Yeah, almost like you're not allowed to actually kill anyone.
Yeah, it's
in a
like cartoon
cartoon.
violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we wanted to do 1 damage, but they got Incapacitate, which would actually be more effective to use, really.
Okay, Frenzy. Acolytes, Femizons. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
From
X-Men and Soldier. Real name Joanna Cargill. She is 80 points. She has 6 clicks. So she has the Mutant Messiah trait, like several of the others have. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose a friendly character with the Acolytes, Brotherhood or X-Men keyword. That character can use Mastermind, but only choose characters with this trait. She has box out on movement. Time to cleanse the flat scans. Leap, Climb. When Frenzy uses it, if she moved 5 squares or less, after resolutions, she can use Close Combat Expert at no cost. She's effectively charged then. And a box out on damage, like a hot wire buzzing in my brain. Battle Fury and Close Combat Expert. Charge, Super Strength, Invulnerable, Toughness and Battle Fury.
There's been quite a lot with Battlefield as well.
Yeah, 19 defence.
Can't be mind controlled. Can't be carried.
19 defence invulnerable. Start with, that's not bad.
Okay, so that was the X-Men animated series for Dark Phoenix Saga brick, which we had delivered. Initial impressions, Blake?
Considering the rarity of some of the models, I'm amazed we pulled what we pulled.
It was
I
a
think
pretty
been
fantastic
So
brick.
lucky, I think.
I would say the distribution among the boosters felt pretty even. There was no one we pulled where we went, well, that feels ridiculously OP, and none we pulled where we went, man, if you'd have pulled that in an OP, you'd have been boned.
Yes.
Yeah, they all felt evenly distributed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, we've got to see some lovely stuff, like, well, obviously Dark Phoenix, Sasquatch, and Wendigo.
And
all
Wendigo as
all
well.
on our wish list to see.
Yeah.
The dude from the cover of Holy Diver turned
I,
out, which was great.
I truly don't know him, but yeah. He seems horrible.
Mostly characters you knew as well.
Yes, those mostly were. Yeah, it was nice to see I don't remember the last time they produced a blob.
No, it's been a while.
It's been a while, I think.
I think I bought a blob when I first started playing. It was probably coming up 5 years. Probably due for a duo. Yeah.
I can't think of a recent one. Maybe Uncanny X-Men might have had one, but that was again quite a few years ago.
Not too many Wolverines.
No, just for 2.
Yeah,
So I
it's
expected more. I thought there'd be a Weapon X thingy.
Yes.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, good spread.
Yeah.
Quality on the colossals, really.
Yeah.
Even the non-colossal, which you are in your hand.
And bother sculpting a face if that's all you're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it looks like someone's taking a bite out of his nose.
Yeah, I think they kind of do that to represent all
How do you approach this choice, though?
Yes, I think the sculpts, the colossal, I think the sculpts are great. The individual figures, not so much, but the paint jobs have actually been pretty good.
Yeah, to be honest, the facial paintwork on most of them is pretty
Bloke's
good.
hairstyle's
but
nice.
the actual,
it's a standard, I suppose, isn't it?
a lot of the actual, just the general paintwork is really blobby.
Yeah.
There's a few that I bet Cable is fairly awful.
The Cable's
I would have to repaint that. I couldn't.
Oh,
stand that.
that's very 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 15 years old again.
But then
It's a bit Kinder Surprise, isn't it?
yeah, but the Rogue is pretty cool.
Yes.
The Jean Grey looks pretty good, and the face, the detail on the face of the eyes are in the right places. Especially with Heroclix, that's
We had
that's a
sometimes
massive
missing
bonus.
completely before
Yeah.
on their cheeks. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. As far as selection goes, I think it would have been nice to see a couple more of the basic X-Men characters.
Yeah.
We're missing Gambit
And Xavier.
Oh god, yeah, definitely
Storm.
Xavier.
Storm didn't turn up, so basically the people were supposed to be running the fucking school couldn't look.
Yeah, that feels a bit unusual, but apart from
Yeah.
that, I think we've got a good spread.
Yes, absolutely.
Not too many doubles. It's a bonus.
Yeah, no, the distribution was good.
Yeah.
Favourite sculpt, Ian? I'm not indicating that one, I'm just dropping that.
No. I think the Wendigo and Sasquatch obviously the same model.
Yeah, but it's a
But
lot.
I just like the colouring used on the Sasquatch.
I think even the Wendigo, I thought that kind of cold effect was really good.
Yeah. And obviously, anything we're using that's about the Dark Phoenix is stunning, isn't it? But I'd go Sasquatch. I think.
Yeah, I think I'd go Dark Phoenix for the reasons you just outlined. It's huge and impressive, and I noticed everyone else was in the box was kind of arranged portrait style, and this one had to be Reebok's landscape.
Yes.
Dave, favourite sculpt?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think I'll probably go for the Dark Phoenix, but I do like the Wendigo.
Wendigo. Clear winners.
As everyone else
Yeah,
has gone
it
through,
is
so
between
Wendigo.
those two. For me
Yeah,
as well.
okay. We're going to make a fight, aren't we?
I think it'd be a bit. Yeah. What's that singeing first?
Yeah. I quite like this guy as well. I like that metallic paint colour he managed to get on him.
And he is. I don't know.
He looks like he
I
is.
don't know what's going to take him out. Actually.
Ronnie James Dio. Any particular powers really caught your eye? Any particular traits or special plays? For this one? I love the idea of the Friends of Humanity being able to generate Sentinels.
And I really like the fact the Brotherhood of Mutant all have shared keywords where they can heal themselves by removing action tokens.
I liked Mystique's ability to clone another person on the team so that she could shape change at 2+.
Yeah, that's especially if can't draw line of sight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a clever ability.
Yes, that is clever actually.
Because sometimes I always feel shape change should be a higher success for certain characters.
I think that
So I struggle with shape change because I'm never really sure what it's supposed to represent. It's like, okay, it's not super senses where you've lunged with your attack and they've dodged out of the way. It's you do it and you go, oh, they can't acquire you, but they can shoot someone else. So it's almost like they're going, I'm sure Gambit was here a minute ago, oh, never mind, it's just that bowl of soup with a trench coat on it, can't possibly be him.
Yeah,
I guess
but
I'll
then
kick someone
but then
else.
certain characters like Mystique come a bit like, well, how do you represent her power?
Well, I agree, Mystique generally should be have a buffed shape change.
she should be hard to spot, and the idea is that she sneaks in. You know?
Looks like a bystander.
Yeah.
yes.
I quite like the. I'm not sure that you would use it certainly thematically, but the danger room.
It's a lovely idea, isn't it?
It's,
I think you'd want a set of them and
So
to do
Bitey.
a
It
custom
is bitey.
battle room
Yeah.
scenario with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a bit
45.
like
You need a few.
But you could make a lovely danger room scenario out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Something like that could be fun for a participation game at the con or something.
Yeah.
Get yourself a danger room. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
bad.
nice.
We still have that map actually.
Ooh, and a convention coming up.
I take it there won't be a starter set with this, it will just be
There's a fast forces.
Task Forces,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, but we didn't do a starter set for this one, which I think is a mistake because I think this could have brought in people.
Yeah. Well, we said that on the last starter set, it was kind of a nothing theme.
Yeah,
And
This
they've
one
done
could
much
have brought
stronger.
casual, nostalgic X-Men
Yeah.
fans in.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
think we
especially
also do.
especially as he did a starter for Batman.
Yeah, no, I think it's a mistake not to do it.
Okay.
Oh, Blake, you broke it.
Well, you knocked him, and he just.
On the subject
lost
of the
touch
animation,
before you broke it,
I
yeah.
think that the Batman animation were much more cleaner lined on their paint jobs.
Yeah.
I think broadly
They were
speaking,
more like animated the actual
I think
content,
broadly
weren't
speaking, I think DC Heroclix are nicer looking than Marvel Heroclix.
they? Yeah.
And it's almost something to do with the fact there are 8 Marvel sets a year and 1 DC, it seems.
Hmm.
And then occasionally Star Trek because fuck it. Or Wrestlers or whatever it is you're doing next week.
He did an Orville at one point, didn't he?
They announced we're going to, I don't know if this actually appears.
The Green Duck.
Or My Little Pony and Transformers are also still on the way as well.
I don't get those ones. But yeah.
You just want to stomp the shit out of My Little Pony
Yeah,
with a
with the Dark
Dark
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless
I
unless,
kill all My Little Ponies everywhere.
unless the Transformers are all colossals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could be nice.
that might be interesting.
Could be
That's the
fun.
wicked.
Okay, the wrestling one kind of catches my interest because we're doing something different with it, as opposed to the Star Trek ones, which was just Heroclix of Star Trek skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should do colossal Transformers with regular sized miniguns.
I'm seeing no downside of it. The world is aching for a decent kaiju mini game, so why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, the X-Men '92 animated series with Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Fuck off. Dark Phoenix Saga boosters. Would you pick one of these up in a store?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's.
I would.
I would,
Unlike-
and I think there's not been one box that we thought, oh, that's a bit bad.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, the last few Marvel sets, I think, have been not very eye-grabbing because they've been very specific sets. I mean, I suppose the Black Panther and the Illuminati one wasn't so bad, but the things like Earth X or Secret World Battle World.
I honestly think for the past year, with the exception of the Batman animated series, conceptually and thematically, every single Heroclix release has been balls.
And I think this is the first time I've gone, yeah, this is eye-grabbing because a lot of people have fond memories of X-Men '92, and a lot of people.
Which is why they should live with
A lot of people around our age did grow up watching the cartoon, so
At
it
least
does
one
make
of them.
sense to do. Well, it does make sense to bring out a set based on it, especially with the success of the Batman animated
Totally.
series. It did make sense, and there's some nice varied ones doing the colossal thing like the Infinity War set, which is also another good set with a nice idea as well. So I think this is the first time I've been. Even when it was announced, I think it was the first time I was truly excited
It did
for.
strike my interest straight away. I was like, oh, more Sentinels going to be in it and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, this is the first set I've seen in a long time. Just made me
Yeah.
go, ooh.
So obviously you go for this set if you were principally a Marvel player. Is there enough here for you to worth taking a punt on it if you're principally a DC, Ninja Turtles or Star Trek player?
It's
I
where
think
your
fun.
interest lies, isn't it?
If you don't know if you know DC Universe really well but don't know the Marvel Universe, possibly not. Apart from a couple of Wolverines, Beast, we get one Cyclops. There's not a lot of well-known
That
characters
you know
outside.
from the films
Yeah.
even. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially from the odd booster, because obviously whilst we did get the odd well-known character here and there, and obviously the majority of the colossals apart from Dark Phoenix and Wendigo, I think, and Juggernaut, I wouldn't have said any of them were massively well-known.
Yeah.
Not to the average person,
You fucking casual.
Yeah.
So the X-Men '92 boosters, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
I like it.
I'm going with thumbs up.
I'll
yeah,
get one from
yeah. I'm with you. It was.
This is a better
It's
direction
great,
for
but
it.
I do feel a few bits could have been managed better.
Yeah, I think if it weren't for the fact that there was the odd weird as you said, like some weird paint jobs on some models and stuff like that. It's just got a little bit of mixed quality in places, but otherwise, I think, in terms of other Marvel sets, I think it's the best Marvel set we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So I think, that's for that, but just for those colossals.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
we did
Totally reasonable.
Stunning.
Yeah, okay, yeah, considering we got the Wendigo and the Dark Phoenix.
So what we're saying is, in general, this brick in particular. You fucking shill. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching. The X-Men 92 boosters are probably available in some gaming stores, but probably not in the UK. If you, this has been a show produced for emotionally14.com, which is a fantasy, sci-fi, horror, gaming, superheroing, tabletop gaming, video gaming, comics, everything within the geeky hemisphere. You can find over at emotionally14.com, and you can follow them on all social media channels at emotionally14. If you want to follow the show itself, and you can find us on Instagram at bringonthebadguys, and you can find us on Facebook at bringbadguys, which sounds a little bit like a command, but just go with it. If you want to follow me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at realbradhb. Ian, where can people find you?
On Instagram, on Great Old One.
Okay, Blake.
Find me on Instagram at Harm of the Appreciator and Facebook.
And Dave.
I'm on Instagram under Dave DCLXVI, and you can find me under Milton 100 War Games Club on Facebook.
Cool. We're going to have to come back again at some point, because this is kind of the commitment we've made on the editorial
We've got to
scout.
rub these together.
We've got to rub these together. What? Don't you want to see? We've got to test out Dark Phoenix at 900 points, surely.
Yeah.
We've got to do that, even if we've just used, I don't know.
I just didn't know if we were using phrasing anymore, that was all.
We're going to join us in a couple of weeks when we have the full 900 point Dark Phoenix versus 450 Aunt Mays.
We can do it. You can do it.
What's that burning smell?
Pensioner. The odds say she's going to get one crit hit in, and it's going to be fucking amazing when she does.
Yeah. And then Dark Phoenix will heal it.
Well, yeah, but it's the effort that counts.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. We'll be back again very soon with some more superhero gaming related nonsense. See you very soon. Bye.
Hey.